Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
Taking care of business.
You want fast-talking, hard-hitting discussions on business and finance? Maybe with a barroom slant and some really salty peanuts? We're not counting calories. We're counting cash. Before we get to the man with the financial plan, meet the money team. Costa, Mary, now Captain Finance himself, Sully.
Wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, we welcome you to the Big Biz Show right here inside the Loft 100 studios. And if you'd like to say around this place, Day Trader Trio.
A big old howdy to ya.
And how about a blam to go with it? Ready?
Of course. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely beautiful.
Here we go.
It is Costa, it is Mary with you. It also is the beautiful and talented Cassidy Smith. This is her last week with us.
Sadly.
As we like to, sadly, and as like we like to do here, and reward our great intern. She's going to be sitting in for this episode of the Big Biz.
Is this a reward?
Show.
Is that what we call it?
Well, it's a reward to some. It is torture to others.
Torture.
So, how are you?
I'm so fantastic. I went on vacation.
Yeah, where did we go again?
I have a little accent now.
They say you're from London.
London. I did have some tea and crumpets and some fish and chips. Wow. Oh, I had fish and chips twice.
Well, basically, anything the English eat is deep fried. So, you know,
I got to tell you.
They deep fry their salad.
Hold on. Hold please.
Okay.
A lot of people make fun of and diss the food in London, and I found I had exceptional meals everywhere I went.
Really?
Yes, including Harrods food court.
Harrods
was
is legit.
incredible.
That's all gourmet food.
But some Indian food. I found all sorts. I mean, you just use the interwebs, and it'll tell you where to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Exactly. I did use ChatGPT to help do my itinerary.
Yeah.
And I was like, these options are terrible. Give me 5 more, and then I would go and research them. That's me typing.
I've been to London and like Windsor and stuff like that. Stratford upon Avon, where Shakespeare was hatched.
Yeah.
The food was okay. I wasn't like, geez, I've got to get back to London just for the gourmet of it. No.
But did you like it? Because it's my favorite city. I love London.
Wasn't bad. But I think.
Wasn't bad.
Well, the English, like the French, cigarettes are a food group. So you're just kind of like.
It wasn't too bad this round,
really?
Go round. I didn't see, but I love the pub atmosphere. There's just people hanging out outside.
Yes.
Drinking, and there wasn't as much smoking as there was back in the day. I went
right.
20 years ago. And the customer service there is not what you go for.
Yeah.
No, definitely not in the stores or the restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going abroad in the spring.
Okay.
For like a whole study abroad.
You are?
4-month thing. Yeah.
And where are you going abroad?
I'm supposed to go to Florence or Rome as of right now, but I'm trying to plan like my weekend trips in advance. I'm like, is London worth visiting?
100%.
Should I go? Okay.
I got the whole itinerary for you.
Okay, send it to me. The ChatGPT itinerary.
You're gonna love it.
Wait, can she get to England from Italy in a day?
Just fly over.
Yeah, just fly over.
Or you can take like a Euro pass type of thing.
But you have to go to Paris and then you take the channel underneath.
Oh,
so it would be a 2-stop shop.
That's awesome.
Or you just fly.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to be not that.
Before we get into the show, as I mentioned, Cassidy Smith has been an intern with us this summer. She's done a phenomenal job.
Yes.
And we are
We're
sad to see you go back to the University of Tennessee for your
Junior
year.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're almost an adult.
I know.
Crazy.
It's like my first big girl job, so I'm like, it's almost over. I'm sad.
Did you have fun? I mean, did you learn something?
I had a blast. I learned so many things. First of all, the first time you guys had me on, you're like, talk about the lack of financial knowledge amongst college students. And I'm like, I don't even know what any of that means. So I gotta go do some research.
There is no financial knowledge.
I'm like, student loans, student debt. I'm like trying to research all of it. And then like obviously sitting in on like all of the conversations in the control room with like CEOs and like talking about like all of the businesses. It's really, really taught me a lot and kind of forced me to pay attention and listen to that side of it because I'm just a 20-year-old college student.
What's your major?
Communications with a journalism minor.
Okay.
It's funny that in the world of communications, it's amazing how much non-communication there actually is. It happens all the time. All right, listen, we have got a big old show for you today here on The Big Biz. We appreciate you being along for the ride. We'll be back right after this. Biz Show rolls on live from the Los 100 studios here in Southern California. That is the incredibly talented day trader trio. We are lucky enough to have in studio with us. I'm Costa. Mary Godwin is here. Cassidy Smith, our guest host for the day. It is another edition of Nunya. We call it Nunya when Sully is not here. Once again, his eye fell out. He had to go to the eye doctor. So.
Once again, his other eye fell out.
Wow.
Once again.
Somebody said that, Trey, somebody said that to me a long time ago. And I said, hey, where's your wife? And she goes, well, she's at the eye doctor. I go, oh, and he pauses and he says, her eye fell out. And I just like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing. So I abuse it and I beat it to death.
I have a gross visual along with that. So I don't want to think about it. I don't
Her
want
eye
that.
fell out naturally.
All right, let's talk.
See how he thinks about this.
I was going to say, let's talk some markets. Let's talk some finance. He is our market analyst extraordinaire here on the Big Biz Show. Howie Font, once again with us from New York. Howie, my friend, how are you?
Good. I'm happy to be on Nunya, as always. Nunya Plus, we'll call it.
Nunya Plus, I love it. Yes, 2.0.
Hey, what are we to make of Trump's big trip to Scotland? What's going on with Japan? What's going on with the EU? All of these incredible deals that are going on. China now apparently is even coming to the table. What to make of all of it?
Yeah, so there have been tariff updates, and that's important because not having them would kind of create some chaos in the market. There's this August 1st deadline for most countries. There's a couple of exceptions. One just announced today is Mexico. Another, China. We're rolling those as individual negotiations, but many countries we're going to have those April 1st Liberation Day level tariffs, those punitive levels of tariffs put on if they didn't reach a deal. So in the last week, there's been tentative deals with the EU, with Japan, with South Korea. India is being held up, and we'll probably have big tariffs on them. And we are, like I said, are waiting on China and Mexico, but those have been pushed forward. Canada is also up in the air.
When aren't they?
To want to fight. Yeah, exactly.
So we're supposed to. They are supposed to have deals made by the 1st, which is tomorrow, I think. So,
right.
And if they don't, you're saying there's going to be some punitive numbers. What are we looking at? What are those percentages looking like?
Yeah, so those were some of the larger, crazier numbers that we saw back in April when everyone kind of freaked out and the market dumped when we were seeing tariff rates in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 70, 100+%. And they were doing that in kind of fake-ish math kind of way. They were just taking the trade deficit that we have with them and doing that as a percentage of trade and saying, nope, that's our tariff with you. You have a trade deficit with McDonald's or
how'd you know?
Yeah, so I mean, Mike, you McDonald's never gives you money. You only give them money. So you have 100%. You have 100%. Trade deficit with them. So under the Trump plan, that would mean there'd be a 50% tariff on McDonald's.
15 or 50?
50.
Half. They take the trade deficit and then cut it in half.
Gonna starve.
So what does it look like for the markets if we don't reach these deals and these large tariffs do go into place?
So long term, this is not going to be good. I believe. Sully says different, but I think that in the end, companies will not just let the price increases from tariffs make their profit margins smaller. They'll pass them on to consumers as long as the market can bear it. So I think we'll see that in the long run. While we haven't known what the effective rate is, companies like Walmart and Hershey's is a great example, have been absorbing the cost of the tariff, but that is a short-term effect, I believe. And that's a pretty non-controversial opinion. It is an opinion, but just want to put that out there. And when we see the certainty in the market increase, then things are going to stabilize, and that's a good thing in the short term. The actual long-term economic effect will probably lower the long-term stock market, but it's good for now that we have certainty around what these deals are.
Howie Font is our Big Biz Show market analyst. Howie, I know Cassidy has a question about investing at her age here in a second, but as far as the tariffs and what is going on, is this one of the reasons Powell refuses to lower the rate at the moment?
Well, the Fed has two mandates, and I know we talk about this a lot, so I'll go quickly. One, they have to make sure that the economy is at full employment, and then two, they have to keep prices stable. Those actually kind of like contradict each other because wages are a price. So if you keep them stable, you might not be able to affect employment, but that's a bigger conversation. Well, I think the tariffs and the interest rates are connected because of that uncertainty we're talking about. If the president does a big move when it comes to tariffs and that shocks the economy, then they're going to want to keep rates higher where they are. So they have some sort of policy aim if they are able to, if they have to try and bolster the economy later. But once they're confident that tariffs are staying where they are and that the inflation data is not going to change, everything that we talk about every week is not going to change, then they'll slowly lower tariffs. So we're still expecting 2 cuts this year. Probably at the September meeting, there'll be a 25 basis point cut. But, it's the uncertainty question.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Howie, like I said, I'm a 20-year-old college student, and I kind of know nothing about investing, credit scores, and I'm sure...
Welcome to my world, and I'm 60. Anyhow, sorry, I interrupt you.
I'm 100% positive most kids my age don't know what any of that even means. So how, what's a good way for kids like me and college students like me to start investing in a way where we stop using Apple Pay like Apple is the one paying?
Yeah, Howie, that's a great question. Sorry. Yeah. What's a good toe in the water? Maybe a first step for a college student, someone Cassidy's age.
Yeah, I think the good first step is the emergency fund and a small one at the college age. I'd say you scrap together $1,000 or $2,000. You put that somewhere besides your checking account. At your age, I really don't mind. Where you can do a money market fund, you can do a savings account. We talk about a lot of options that you can use. I wouldn't invest that. I would just practice saving and build that up. Then I would gather probably about $5,000 of your next tranche, and then you can start investing in the S&P 500, and that can just be $100 a month or something like that. If you're working, maybe less than that. If you're, on student loans and you're not able to do that. But if you are working and you have an income, if you can try and squeal away 50, 100, whatever it is, just a consistent amount of money into the market broadly. A low cost ETF like VOO or SPY, something like that gets the broad market, and that'll just. You want to start as early as possible. Compound interest is your friend. So getting in that habit. So 1, saving, and 2, dollar cost average investing.
We're going to look back on this moment 10, 15 years from now. She's going to be a multi-millionaire.
Right.
And I'm going to be sitting there going, where was Howie Font when I was 20 years old?
Yeah.
Sticking it in my piggy bank.
If you, Cassidy, if you put $10,000 away right now, I know that's a big number, but let me just show you the example. $10,000 right now in 18 years, in the market, compounding, it'll be $500,000. That's really important money. I mean, so starting early is really important.
Step 1, get $10,000.
Step 1,
well, listen,
rob bank.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Step 2, dodge police. Step 3, invest the money. Howie Font is our Big Biz Show market analyst. Howie, with what's going on right now from an economic standpoint, you were talking about the tariffs, you're talking about the Fed, whether the rate's going to go up or down, that type of thing. And it just seems that the polar opposite sides, these tariffs are going to be great. These tariffs are going to sink our economy. It's so hard to get that straight down the middle of the road type of answer of how it's going to affect us. for the next, let's say for the next year or so, and I know it's going to be very important as we get into the midterms and of course heading into the 2028 presidential election. But your mindset is this eventually is going to come back and bite us in the butt?
So you can't catastrophize either scenario.
Okay.
It's just about what's optimal. I mean, we're an optimized economy. We're the largest economy on the planet. We're a very important financial center for the world. We have the reserve currency. So it matters if we devalue the currency with inflation and we push price rises and we affect supply chains. So I would say it's more about, what's optimal for the U.S. And, I think the big debate that's been going on is free trade always what's best for the U.S. It keeps the prices here low, which effectively means people can get more stuff for their same salary. So if we can lower prices as a country 1% on everything, that's like giving everyone a pay bump. So that's been a powerful tool that we've had. Now, at the same time, if it hollows out your ability to make stuff in the long term, that's the cause of the debate. And
Howie Font, Big Biz Show market analyst. We all can remember this day, the day he made Cassidy Smith a millionaire. Howie, appreciate it. Thank you as always. All right, keep it here. Lots more to come with the Big Biz Show right after this. Big Biz Show rolls on from Loft 100 Studios. We are in over 175 countries and all the ships at sea on the American Forces Radio Network. As always, to our brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces, what you do, what you have done for us, we salute you. You briefly saw the Day Trader Trio. Best in the business, as I always say. No lessons, self-taught. It's a Nunya business episode today. Costa, Burt, Godwin, Cassidy Smith, our intern extraordinaire, who will be leaving us shortly, sitting at the desk with me. And we welcome Amber Martinez to the show, a realtor extraordinaire. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming in, talking a little real estate with us. And we'll get into how you got into the real estate market, blah, blah, blah. But, everybody, you see real estate in San Diego, you see real estate in Southern California, Northern California, maybe across the nation. Are we just so out of whack here in Southern California as far as prices are concerned?
Our prices are a lot higher compared to everybody else's, but what we have to offer, we've got the ocean. We're not in the middle of America.
Right.
We have a lot of opportunity. The weather, location is everything. So our prices are a little bit higher. We don't see the effects of all the prices dropping down the way other people do.
Yeah.
Our prices are holding a little bit more steady.
Yeah, I have a question about, especially having Cassidy here, because when I was in my 20s, it was like, make sure you buy a house, and that's how you're going to get in, solidify, get in the market, and buy.
Build some equity.
Build some equity. And now in the last 5 years, I've heard people out there say that maybe renting is better because you don't have to then fix the roof if something's wrong, or I just had to repair the AC in my home. So, as somebody in her 20s that is going to graduate in a few years and be out there, what's the recommendation? I mean, you're a realtor, so you're going to say buy. But, what should people be thinking about?
So right now what I'm seeing are a lot of people buying, but they're older people buying multi-generational houses, looking for ADUs, large yachts, so that they can add on for the younger generations.
Do you find that, speaking of younger generations, kids are living with their parents longer?
Absolutely.
Just because they cannot afford, if they're going to buy, everybody can rent more or less, but because they cannot afford to buy anything and stay in San Diego?
Absolutely. The rent around here, the average cost of a single family home to rent is $5,500 a month. And most 20-year-olds don't have that in their back pocket for their deposits, to have every single thing lined up for them and to consistently be able to make the payment.
Sure.
So the best time to buy was yesterday.
Oh, God.
Best time to buy again is now. If it makes sense for you. So one thing that you need to do is have somebody that actually is going to lay out a net sheet, let you know realistically what you're going to owe, what the bills are, what kind of repairs are going to come up. a lot of people don't realize, you've got plumbing, electrical issues, roof issues. If you can't afford those repairs, you might have a hard time.
Amber Martinez is with us in studio. AmberMartinez.firstteam.com. She is a longtime realtor here in San Diego and in Southern California. What is, as far as Southern California is concerned, what is there a most desirable place? But obviously, if I had my choice, I'd be in Big Sur. Some people would be in Monterey, they'd be in Carmel, that type of thing. But for what does $1 million get you in San Diego?
You're going to get, it depends on what kind of a deal your person can get you.
Okay.
But for the most part, you're looking at $1 million even for a 2-bedroom condo. It's really hard to get out of that $1 million price range. I've got a few that are under $1 million. If people contact me, I've got a really good deal of the week for $7.99 on the ocean.
Right.
You go more inland to get.
So if you want the prices to come down, you're going to have to go away from the beach.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, if you're somewhere even in Vista, it's a 5-6 minute drive and you're at the beach, it's only a few miles away.
Right.
There's some hidden gems that are located inland. Bonsel's one of them, Fallbrook, they're there, Vista.
Gotcha. Is there a part of California that is, could we say it is untouched, or it's the next hidden gem, or has every rock been turned over?
Our beach isn't growing any bigger, so what's happening is your ability to buy is getting smaller and smaller because the opportunity of there's not enough houses on the market. The inventory is so low.
Right.
That it's really hard. If you want a beachfront property or you want to be closer to the beach, you're going to have to come up with your biggest, best offer, and you will be up against a lot more offers if those market rates drop.
Are you thinking that they might?
I can't predict the future. Yes. Everybody in San Diego is hoping. Honestly,
because what are they right now?
They're at about 6.8.
Oh wow, okay.
So they have come down. So the buyers are out there. But when I go into my office and I look at my list of what's available, the houses that are for sale, the list is very small compared to the amount of buyers that are out there. The buyers are in full effect. So right now, it is definitely a seller's market. Sellers can come out right now and get top dollar for their houses.
So Cassidy, you're looking at maybe Oxford, Mississippi, as far as your first home.
That's exactly where I've always wanted.
There you go. Amber Martinez is with us. She is a Southern California realtor, also sells in Northern California as well. AmberMartinez.firstteam.com. As far as the real estate picture as whole in the United States, I mentioned Oxford, Mississippi, and I say that because a lot of people are saying, hey, Mississippi is like kind of still an untouched area of the United States, but as a whole, median prices of homes in the United States, what are we looking?
About $400,000 is the median price, $450,000 medium. And there's a lot of untouched places. A lot of people here are moving to Tennessee.
Yep.
They're going to Mississippi. They are all going after the land. They want wells. They want space. They want bigger homes with opportunity. They want
Southern cooking is what they want.
Yes.
That's why I'm moving to South Carolina.
They don't want a 700 square foot, $799,000 little tiny place that they can't fit.
Right. We've got about a minute left. So, what would you say as far as the outlook for the real estate market, not only locally, but in general for maybe the next 18 months or so? It still continue to be a seller's market?
It goes both ways. It's really weird how it's fluctuating. It's sellers. It can also turn into buyers if those prices start to drop and we see that those mortgage rates start to come down. The prices will then, you'll be up against so many offers. It's going to be really, really, really hard to get that offer accepted. So right now is that time to put in your offer. Try to refinance if those market rates come down, but that's the best thing that you can do. Get in now. If not, you're going to have a hard time. The opportunity just isn't there. There's not enough on.
I know you're moving a lot of property quickly. Do most offer? How much over are you seeing as far as from an initial asking price and what the offer comes in?
They're really close to offer asking prices.
Yeah.
Back during COVID, they were going hundreds of thousands over because the mortgage rate had gone down so low. So right now is your time. That's all I can tell you.
AmberMartinez.firstteam.com. Will you come back in and talk real estate with
I would
us?
love to. I have so much to tell you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, check her out, Amber Martinez, AmberMartinez.firstteam.com. All right, much more to come with the Big Biz Show. Keep it here. Big Biz Show rolls on. We are in Southern California inside the Loft 100 studios. That is the Day Trader Trio. 1/3 of the band known as Sullivan. Back here at the bar, it's Costa. It's Mary Burt Godwin. It is Cassidy Smith. Her last week with us before she heads back to the University of Tennessee for her junior year. Also at the bar, one of our all-time favorite people. Love it when this guy drops in. He's a speaker, CEO, coach, consultant, chief launch officer. Dan Negroni. You can find him at dannegroni.com. And a professor as well.
And Grandpa Dan.
Well, and God,
not a grandpa.
Sorry, a
Dan.
So
A Dan.
it's not going to be Papa. It's not going to be Gramps. It's going to be Dan.
Yeah, no friggin'
came
way.
up with Dan?
No grandpa. What do you think came up with it?
Exactly.
ChatGPT.
Me. No, not ChatGPT. Me.
The last time you were on with us, last week, right?
Yep.
I think you said, "Hey, I'm going to go be a grandpa," and we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, my granddaughter is being born today."
Yeah.
Dan is officially the name, how he will be addressed. You have that power.
By everyone now.
By you said your buddies,
Including the
everyone,
band,
including
right?
the band.
Yeah.
You walked in, Dan. How was it? I mean, what's it? Is it feel? It's got to be amazing, right?
It's surreal. I mean, the magic of life.
Yes.
Right? That a baby can grow and then come out and be a human and be, I mean, like literally this tiny. And
rugby ball.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Sure. But yesterday, I will say that I teared up when I went over to deliver dinner and my son was holding her and oh my God. Yeah.
You're tearing up a little bit
I know.
right now. It's so sweet.
Well, you were just there holding your kids.
Yeah, well, no.
And then you
not
blink.
Really.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. But the way time flies, you blink and you're like, oh my God, now I'm grandpa.
Well,
now
I'm a grandpa's really hard to swallow, I have to say. You'll get there. It's hard.
Unfortunately, I will. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. As my mom always said, the greatest thing about grandkids is they go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you going to spoil your granddaughter?
Oh boy, I wonder.
Like, of course.
Or are you going to be rigid?
I'm going to be inspirational and empowering and sweet.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm going to teach her how to use ChatGPT
tomorrow.
Grandpa of the year.
Yeah, make sure.
Dan.
Well, Cassidy was telling me it's her best friend. She's got pictures in her wallet of her holding ChatGPT's hand.
Not in my wallet. We're not that tight.
Okay, you're not that tight. Okay.
Just on her screensaver
on your
phone.
screensaver on your keychain or
yeah, something like that. I don't know. We like to keep it on the DL.
Okay.
As far as artificial intelligence is concerned, and we've had this conversation with you, and there's a lot of people who, boy, you better start loving and become one with AI because it's here and it is the way of the future.
Yeah, I mean, I had that conversation yesterday. I almost had goosebumps. I was talking to another old person, a boomer, and they were sharing with me their experience that their work is so much easier because they see ChatGPT as their thought partner. And so when they're doing their work, they're creating their proposals, they're creating curriculum, they're actually going back to ChatGPT and saying, no, push me harder on that. I don't think that's right. Can you give me some other kind of contrary opinions on that? And how would you deal with that? And like really getting in there and having a conversation.
Yeah.
She called it I don't know what you call it. They?
Your buddy?
Whatever you call it.
Friend?
Chat.
Your friend, her thought partner.
Chat and Dan.
Chat.
I'm glad you picked that.
That's your next book.
We are punchy today. Chat and Dan.
Pretty soon you'll have a picture in your wallet. Yeah. You guys, you're on your way there.
So to us, that transition to think of it in terms of that, it was a little bit of a leap.
Well,
but for
it is in the workplace for sure.
How is it for you? It's just instinctual to Yeah.
Me and ChatGPT are like
have
this.
conversations like, that's not exactly what I meant, so fix it? Or, how do you talk to Chat?
I'm constantly talking to ChatGPT. It's like my personal friend. But like the other night even, I had to take like a prebiotic supplement, a magnesium supplement, and then 2 like antibiotics. And I was like, Chat, like, am I gonna die? Like, is this too much in one night? And it was like, you've got this, you're fine. Just wind down and go to sleep. I'm like, okay, we're good.
That's so interesting.
It was telling me, it was like, this is all
Did you
natural
say, where are
stuff.
your sources? Cite them.
It just said you've got this with a yellow heart, and I was like, I've got it. We're done.
Like your
Going to bed.
BFF.
Yeah.
It sent you a yellow heart?
It said, you've got this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It said, unwind and go to sleep. Nothing crazy is going to happen to you. You've got this.
See, my problem is I'm going to say, ChatGPT, buddy, if I jump out of a window, what's going to happen when I hit the ground? And with my luck, it's going to say, you're going to bounce, man. You got this.
You'll be fine.
No problem at all.
You got this.
You're going to be fine.
You got this.
I think you have to really, I mean, not that's funny, but not really, but it's funny. You have to really push it. And you have to ask for sources, and you have to go back and forth. And that's what my friend was saying, is that she's like, well, that doesn't really sound right to me. What about this study? What does Gallup say about that? What does so-and-so say about that? What's the history of this? And really kind of push it, because sometimes it can slack off a little bit.
It makes mistakes.
Yeah, and it makes mistakes.
A
and
lot.
so I think learning as you are, embracing it and learning to make it a partner and learning how to talk to it is going to make you so much better at work.
100%. Even when I'm taking, I mean, I'm not really supposed to say this, but if I'm taking a test and I'm using ChatGPT as a personal assistant.
We can edit this out. No worries.
I'll say, like, is this all accurate information? Like, is this 100% accurate? And it'll go back and be like, actually, number 23 is wrong. Sorry about that. Like, let me fix that and correct it, and I'll go back.
If you push it, or if you say, no, that's not enough. I've sometimes said, that's really not the sentiment that I was looking for, and it will come back with, you're absolutely right, which is what I love about it. You're absolutely right.
It always
validates. I know. I
You're the
used
king.
it for my itinerary. And then I went back and I said, this is what I've come up with after working with you. And it said, this is a really fantastic itinerary. I said, thank you very much.
Yes, and it gives great itinerary, gives great travel.
It does. However, I said, I'd like this restaurant within a 5-minute walking distance from here. And it gave a couple.
And it was 6?
None of them. No, they were like 20. And I said, you were wrong.
Right.
It was actually 20 miles. So can you please refine? I didn't say please, because I did hear it takes extra energy for them to process please and thank you. So I just command, give me closer to, and it said, I am sorry. And it did apologize. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to ask you this, because I had somebody do a presentation the other night at a meeting, and they were quoting pages from something, and they were floundering a little bit. And I was like, what is going on with this presenter? And she admitted that she used ChatGPT to find the 3 quotes that she was using.
Yeah.
She didn't research them on her own. She just gave us the pages and didn't even look at them on her own.
Well, that's bad.
Right?
Was she coming across as, I'm the expert on this?
Yes,
X?
and then you could know something was not right. And then, it's not to be used on its own.
It's kind of like going to a wedding and having it write your whole, best man speech, and really none of it is accurate.
None of it's
true.
accurate.
Or everyone knows you and says, that's not you.
That is a lie.
Yeah. So you have to really teach it, right? Your personality.
Yeah.
You have to teach it what you do. And if you have the paid version, you can get that really going in a strong way.
So what's the difference with the paid version?
That's the difference.
Okay.
It really starts to retain and calculate your presentation, what you do, and learns from itself within.
Yeah.
Instead of just
I
going
pay
to
for
the
the plus
internet.
version.
Yeah.
So do I.
So I have a lot of friends who are logged into my account.
Oh.
My best friend, she's doing a summer school class, and I was like, I wonder what she's using my ChatGPT for. So I look. She had ChatGPT write her essay, and then she went back, plugged her essay back into a different tab, and said, does this sound like AI? That ChatGPT generated. And it was like, let me humanize this for you. ChatGPT humanizing its own ChatGPT essay.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
like, just do your own work at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're doing the same amount of work.
Dan Negroni, dannegroni.com is his website. We love having him with us here in studio. And, you're a professor. You teach a class. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're cool with students using ChatGPT for all sorts of stuff?
I mean, it's here in the workplace.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would you say, hey, no ChatGPT?
Yeah, I mean, maybe for an English teacher, you're learning how to write.
Right.
Other than that, you need to learn how to use it and embrace it because the workplace is going to require that of you. Eventually, they understand that a human plus AI makes a superhuman.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's garbage in, garbage out. So we actually have to teach the students and the young kids how to learn with AI, how to ask it the right questions, how to tell our friend to get off our ChatGPT or whatever it is.
Right.
And how to not listen to it sometimes. I mean, to question it and say,
How
actually.
to think.
Yeah. How to have your own
Imagine
thoughts.
that. Right. How to think and use it as this super fast, unique tool to be hand in hand to help you, but you got to do the thinking. The driving.
Do you do that sometimes? Sorry to interrupt you, but where are you at with the questioning what it tells you?
I mean, there was when I first started using it, it would provide me with something, I'd just take it, plug it in, and now I go back and read it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of repeating itself over and over, so I'll tell it don't repeat yourself, don't sound redundant,
yes,
make it unique and sound like my writing that I've plugged into you before, so it's you kind of have to
give it your
learn how to get in the nooks and crannies and figure it out and not just be do this, take this and turn it in.
Yeah, garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly.
If you just say, refine this.
I tell you what, the chat GBT wormhole has replaced the YouTube wormhole. I just love sitting there and going, what can I do? Where will chat GBT take me?
I'm so glad you found a friend to talk back to.
Thank God, finally. I was tired of talking to my dog. Daniel, always great to see you.
Daniel.
Thanks, Mike.
Dan.
Sorry. Daniel.
Dan. All right, keep it here. Much more to come with the Big Biz Show. It is the Big Biz Show, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. As always, we appreciate you being along for this ride. Costa, Mary Burt Godwin, Cassidy Smith sitting in for this episode of Nunya. And of course, that wonderful music you hear in the background is the Day Trader Trio, best in the business. We're going to talk with Patrick DeHaan from GasBuddy here in 1 second, but I just want to make mention of somebody who is also leaving us, Christian Cyber, who has has been nails for this show, a couple other different shows. One of those areas.
And he's a fellow gaucho. Yeah.
One of those great people that has been working here at the Loft 100 Studios for a long time. Unfortunately, Christian is reporting for a prison term. He was, So he's going to go work on a prison farm a couple years, take care of some parking tickets that he never paid. But we really loved having here up until the point he got arrested. So no, but
parking
Kristen,
tickets at Santa Barbara will get you.
Well, he's living proof. Don't pay him, you go to prison. In all honesty, Christian is one of those solid people that we've been lucky enough to have here, and we are going to miss him. Not at all. Okay, joining us right now, he is the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy. The website is gasbuddy.com and patrickdehaan.com. Patrick is back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Patrick, we love talking about the summer blend. I pick up 6-packs of it all the time at 7-Eleven. It is wonderful stuff. We have the summer blend. Are we pumping it into our cars right now as far as gasoline's concerned? And hello, by the way.
Yeah, good to be with you. It's kind of like the pumpkin spice routine. Yeah, we make that switch over. By the way, it seems like that pumpkin spice is coming out for longer and longer periods of time every year. But, we are on that summer blend, and it depends on where you are across the country, but everyone's on that. In fact, we're getting close to the time of year that at least some portions of America in the next 6 weeks or so are going to go back to the cheaper winter version of gasoline. That'll happen in mid-September, but for now, coast to coast. That summer blend of gasoline that comes out of the Clean Air Act amendments back in the 90s. It's basically in areas where you have millions of vehicles running around on the road. That blend of gasoline emits less pollution. It's less volatile, more stable. It's always more expensive if it's better for the environment. And so, we've been on that blend for a while.
Patrick, this is, I'm sure, a dumb question, but is anything to do with heat and the temperatures has to do with the summer blend, or is it all just how many people are driving?
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, ambient air temperatures. I've yet to see an ozone action day here in Chicago in the middle of winter. So, yeah, absolutely. It's with the warmer ambient air temperatures. It heats the environment up. It produces a lot more smog. And that's, by the way, why California has to use that special blend more during the year than other areas. Of course, that's also because the Air Resources Board is in charge of California, whereas the EPA is in charge of the other 49 states. So everything to do with those hot temperatures in the summer.
Patrick DeHaan is the head of petroleum analysis. GasBuddy, GasBuddy.com is the website, that wonderful map that we always love showing. And look at this, California, the Golden State. Boy, it's awesome. We are gold. $4.05 average price a gallon of gas here in California. Patrick, with President Trump back in office and the fact that he is drill baby drill, and he is, I would assume, the petroleum producer's best friend, what is oil doing on the crude? How is crude doing on the markets?
Well, it's been a little bit all over the place because there's some policies, and most recently here now, President Trump has potentially talked about secondary sanctions on countries that do business with Russia.
Yeah.
Right. He's been getting really irate with Russia's war in Ukraine. And so now there's a lot of pressure on countries like China and India, who are major purchasers of that Russian crude oil. And if they don't stop buying Russian crude oil, President Trump is potentially talking about sanctions on them. That's actually pushed oil prices back up to a level that oil producers are saying, hey, this isn't too bad. Mm-hmm. Back when oil was $60 and $65 a barrel, we actually have seen slight declines in U.S. oil production because oil prices are too low or were low. But now at about $70 a barrel, oil producers are probably saying, okay, this is not too bad. So U.S. oil production still at record levels, but that drill baby drill mantra doesn't always translate into lower oil prices. Why? Because oil companies don't like to produce more of something when it's less valuable. So President Trump may be all about drill baby drill, but oil companies aren't really about drill baby drill when oil is too low.
So, and you mentioned, Patrick, things are fluctuating as we're seeing in the markets, and real estate rates and all the things are changing. So you're seeing this as well with gas, right? Like, it's with the markets being volatile and the tariffs, yes, no, all the things. It's all in line with gas prices too. I mean, are we seeing it change day by day?
Not a whole lot of fluctuations. I mean, looking at the grand scheme of things over the last few years, right, when record prices hit in 2022 with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the market is finally kind of rebalanced. Demand is not as high as it was in 2022. We also have a long time since Russia's initial invasion of Ukraine. We have the Federal Reserve that has really tampered and slowed the economy down through high interest rates. That's part of what has slowed the global economy back down, is that various central banks have slowed the U.S. economy down, slowed down the global economy, and that's why prices have kind of finally normalized. But today's $3.14 national average, it's kind of like the same being under $3 a gallon in 2019. So $3 is kind of the new $2 a gallon gasoline, and in a decade, by the way, we'll probably be yearning for $3 gasoline when it's $4 and $5, right? So as you mentioned, inflation is always going to be persistent. I'd love to go back when gas was 99 cents a gallon, but I probably wouldn't be a big fan of going back to the wages I was earning when gas was less 99 cents either.
Patrick DeHaan is the head of petroleum analysis, GasBuddy.com. Patrick, is crude still flowing out of Iran after the strikes and whatnot? Do you know?
It has. President Trump has this really delicate balancing act. And right now, the interesting thing is, while we're talking about sanctions in Russia, President Trump has quietly allowed Chevron to start producing oil in Venezuela again. And so, there's a lot said that the world still needs this oil, right? Whether the sanctions on Russia, we need oil from these places. So Iran has been kind of selling on the black market again to countries like China, right? China's getting discounts from Iran. China's getting discounts from Russia. Jeez. And so China's saying, hey, we're all about this, but we do need that oil from Iran. And so, yes, they have still been mildly successful selling that oil in the black market.
Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis for GasBuddy.com. Do you see a drop in 10 seconds or so, a drop before the end of the summer, or pretty just maintained same price?
I think we'll continue to see a slow, steady decline between now and the end of the year. Of course, subject to caveats, hurricane season, refinery disruptions. We should end the year potentially 25 to 50 cents a gallon, at least in California, lower than today. Maybe a little less, maybe 15 to 30 cents. So more relief coming.
Yes,
keep coming up with that good news. We'll keep having you on the show. Patrick DeHaan, GasBuddy.com.